So it seems that Nintendo Switch leak about the Nintendo Direct dates and when it was going to be revealed and when it's going to take place was completely true, and this is very exciting, especially for those Zelda games. Like, we could be playing The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the Nintendo Switch this Christmas. That is very exciting. And not only that, but we could be seeing Breath of the Wild, we could be seeing more gameplay from Mario Rabbids, Bayonetta 3, and so much more, and even games in 2023, like the rumored Donkey Kong game, or even the Star Fox, or even Kid Icarus Uprising on the Nintendo Switch. Like, those are a possibility now. I am extremely excited. Now, I'm sure not all of them are going to come true, of course, but I think this is a possibility that we could be seeing at least one of those rumored games. Well, with that being said, in this video, we are going to talk about the details on what's going to be in the Nintendo Direct, how long it is, what Nintendo is going to focus on, because they use some specific wording that is very important. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. It really helps out the video when you do. And if you want more news, leaks, and rumors, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Oh, and my Twitter handle is roborob93 if you guys want to follow me on Twitter. So the Nintendo Switch has been doing absolutely fantastic recently. Splatoon 3 just released, Xenoblade 3 was also a huge hit, and overall, the Nintendo Switch is a very exciting platform. They have had a ton of fantastic games. Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild 1, Metroid Dread, Xenoblades, a new Kirby, like so many great fantastic Nintendo Switch games have been released on the platform. I'm personally really enjoying Xenoblades and Splatoon, and I've never played a Splatoon game, so it's really exciting. By the way, I did have an energy drink, so that's why I'm talking really fast right now. But I'm also excited for that Nintendo Direct as well, so that's why I'm also talking really fast. So this whole situation about the Nintendo Direct is really exciting. The Nintendo Switch leak from Nate the Hate and Jeff Grubb that we covered yesterday was completely right. It was announced today, and we're getting a Nintendo Direct on the 13th. There was no delay, none of that happened, which I am very happy for, and I am really excited for as well. I can't wait to get my hands on the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker on the Nintendo Switch. That is going to be amazing. So the official tweet from Nintendo of America says, tune in at 7 a.m. PT tomorrow 9/13 for a Nintendo Direct live stream featuring roughly 40 minutes of information mostly focused, by the way, on the Nintendo Switch games launching this winter. So a Nintendo Direct is happening and it's 40 minutes. That is huge. Usually these 40-minute Nintendo Directs have a ton of fantastic content in it, and that is getting me really excited. Now the question you have to ask is, what do they mean by mostly focused? So yes, we're going to be getting some more information on winter games like Mario Rabbids. We're probably going to get more information on Bayonetta 3, but what about like Breath of the Wild 2? And also, what about the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and Wind Waker and so on? So if you guys watched that Nintendo Direct speculation video I did, I think it was about 1 or 2 weeks ago, I said that most likely this Nintendo Direct in September is gonna set up the first half of 2023, or at least some of the games. And the reason why I said I think it's gonna set up the first half or even just a couple of games is that I think Nintendo is gonna have a Nintendo Direct in February, and I think that they're gonna trickle the news out a little bit more than they usually do, because that's what Nintendo has been doing in the past so far. They've been trickling news here and there. They haven't been having a ton of games that set up like 6 months or 5 months or even a year. This goes into the whole Nintendo momentum that I talk about, which is just understanding how Nintendo markets their stuff based on what they've done in the past, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Them saying mostly winter means that it's going to be a couple games into 2023 just to hold us over until the next Nintendo Direct, and then they'll give us more information on games that are going to be coming in probably the middle of the year. So I think those announcements are going to hold us over until E3 or pretty close to E3 2023, and we're going to have some indie Nintendo Directs and other announcements and Twitter drops in between as well for a healthy amount of Nintendo Switch news. So while I would love to have a whole bunch of new games that will set up the future of the Nintendo Switch further on into 2023 with like maybe even Metroid Prime 4, I don't think that's going to happen. But what I do think is going to happen is that we're going to see the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. I think we're going to get an exact release date for that, and I think we're going to get some more gameplay on that. When talking about the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, what I think specifically on what they're going to show and how they're going to market that game is that they're going to give us trailers that give us a little tease here and there, and then maybe 1 month before the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 release date in spring, which is most likely going to be somewhere around March or June. My money's on March, just like the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 1, if I recall correctly. We're probably going to get a full-blown Nintendo Direct for the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, because if it is in spring, I don't see them releasing it during during E3 time or after E3 time, because that's summer. I fully believe that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be the focus of E3 2023, so I think we're going to get a trailer and a release date for that, and I think up until that time, 1 month before the release date, I think we're going to get a Nintendo Direct that focuses solely on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, just like Xenoblades and just like Splatoon 3. Now for those who have been following the channel, you know that all my speculation videos, a lot of that stuff is starting to come true, and I think the Nintendo momentum is just the perfect way to guess what Nintendo is going to do. Just look at what they do in the past. Which makes a lot of sense, right? If something is working, then you keep on doing it, and you keep on doing it until it stops working. It makes sense, or you find something better. Now, speaking of that Nintendo Switch leak that I mentioned in the beginning of this video that I covered yesterday, I think we have to kind of settle our expectations a little bit lower. And the reason behind this is because it might not come true. That is always a possibility. Yes, the Nintendo Direct came true, but we don't know if The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and Wind Waker are going to be at this Direct. It could not happen. You never know. But let's give in just a tiny bit and say it is going to happen. What is going to happen with it though? Is it going to be a 2-pack? Is it going to be a separate release? Is it going to be on the eShop? Is it going to be like the Super Mario 35th Anniversary Collection? How are they going to bring these games? So personally, I would like them to be separate releases and about $20 to $30 each, but let's be honest, this is Nintendo, and the price is probably going to be a lot higher than we probably want to pay for. So I'm guessing maybe $40 to $50 for each game, probably, just like the other games. Now, if it is in a collection, most likely it's going to be about $40. I don't know, what price do you guys think they're going to charge, and do you think it's going to be a double pack or separate releases or just an eShop release? Tell me your thoughts. Now, aside from the Zelda games, what else could we see? Well, there is that Metroid Prime game, which is going to be the Metroid Prime 1, and it's going to have more work done than the other games according to recent rumors and Nintendo Switch leaks and all that good stuff. So I think that's going to be there as well. Now, what other games could be there? Bayonetta 3 is one. Now, that does release in October. I think it's like October 21st or something like that. I can't remember the date exactly, but it is releasing very soon. Another game that I want to see there and want more information on is that Mega Man Collection. I am really excited for that game, and I hope that's there. Now, that is a 2023 game, so we should be getting maybe a release date, hopefully, for that. I mean, that would be really cool if we can get a release date for that. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. This is why I cover all these rumors and Nintendo Switch leaks and stuff, is because they can be wrong sometimes. Yes, that is always a possibility, but sometimes they are right, and when they're right, it's really exciting and really fun. As long as you understand that they could be wrong and they could be fake, then I think it's okay to talk about. Now, I want to circle around to the expectations part, because I think we have to lower our expectations just a bit, because I know you're probably thinking about it and I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about all of these games that could be announced. They say mostly in winter, so that means that we're probably going to be getting the first half of 2023 and maybe even less than that. So maybe a couple games in January or maybe February, and then we'll get that February Nintendo Direct. I think the amount of golden nuggets that are going to be in this Nintendo Direct is probably going to be 1, 2, maybe 3. So make sure you guys keep those expectations in check and we'll be all good, no disappointment. But I really hope those Zelda games are there. Now, if you're excited for the Zelda games and want to know why we need them on the Nintendo Switch, click the top right corner of this video. But overall, really exciting stuff. Make sure you guys tell me what you guys want to see at this Nintendo Direct. What do you think is going to be the mostly winter, and what do you think is going to be the other stuff? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. And if not, on your way out, make sure you subscribe for more videos and also have that notification bell on. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, there is my Patreon and Twitter account in the pinned comment if you're interested in those. Oh, and also have this donut if you're still sticking around for me rambling. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.